Hello, happy Sunday, everyone. Welcome to our Sunday healing circle. This is something that I'm wanting to do at least once a month, maybe even twice, especially now in our current environment that really needs a lot of light, a lot of love, and a lot of healing. I'm called very much to bring it forward because there's just so much going on around us that is dampening our spirits, that is mucky and dark. Dampening our spirits, that is mucky. Need to turn that down. I have my phone on to receive your comments and your questions, your prayer requests, and your healing requests. So feel free to chime in. Yeah, so Nancy Plummer is here. Yay. Yeah. And so just back to the whole intention behind this, it's to really raise the vibration, to really empower ourselves to our own light and to our own healing. And I have to tell you that all healing is self-healing. Of course, we have helpers, we have medications, we have pills, we have doctors, we have placebo, we have all kinds of different methodologies that help us in our healing process. But the bottom line is your buy-in to it, right? That's why placebos work. Because what is between our ears, our mind, and our hearts are super duper strong, and they are constantly creating for us. And then also, if you really think about it, you know, the last time you had a cut or a scrape or something pretty minor, how your body just knew exactly what to do and it just healed by itself, right? Well, we all expect that to happen. So having those expectations and having those intentions that we can heal and that everything heals and that everything regenerates is I think, a wise mindset to have because it's tapping into the truth of who you are. And who you are is this divine spiritual being that is completely wired with intelligence. I call it divine intelligence. Some people call it God. I also know that we have our spirit helpers, our guides, all of the information and resources available to us. So it all works, you know. So I'm all into the holistic healing, but it starts with us. It starts with our mindset. It starts with our hearts being open and receptive to the possibility of healing and healing ourselves. Knowing that, you know, when's the last time that you tried to grow your hair, or that you tried to grow your nails, or tried to beat your heart, or tried to replenish or restore or regenerate your liver? All this stuff just happens automatically because you're wired that way. And so I think the human condition is we have a tendency to forget that. We have a tendency to compartmentalize things and to think that healing is for other people to figure out or not available to us. It's only for the few who deserve miracles or whatever. So if we can stop that and remember our inner brilliance and know who we are and whose we are and where we come from, the healing process becomes so much easier. The healing process is simple. We as humans complicate it, right? And so if we can come into a place of a alignment and allowing, it makes the process so much more attainable and graceful, right? So for today and moving forward with our healing circles, what I want to do is collect everybody's requests, the situations that are going on in their lives. It's important for us to acknowledge what is happening, but then not stay there too long, right? And to ask for the healing and then allow the divine timing to do its magic and to take its course. And that divine timing is the time and the space for the answers to come through, the right doctors, the medications, the techniques, the therapies, the answers, right? And the actual healing itself. Because as you know, when you do get a cut or a scrape, it takes a certain amount of time for them to heal, provided that the atmosphere, the environment, is one that supports the healing, right? So if we can know that we can heal our little cuts and scrapes, then let's blow that out into the big picture, knowing that we potentially can heal a lot of other situations that are happening with us at the same time. Okay, let's turn off the email. All right, so go ahead and send in your requests and your situations, and we'll go ahead and bring them in. And what we're doing here, this is work in intention. So I don't know if you're familiar with Lynn McTaggart, but she's one of my favorite intentional teachers, and she does these experiments where she shows that when many people come together, their hearts come into sync. We resonate with each other. And when we're in that resonation, that vibration, that strong vibration, we change things. Now, I do believe that we can do that individually as well. But when we're more than one, and the Bible even says when two or more are gathered, right, then miracles happen, then great things happen. So as we're talking about these situations and these people and these requests, we're going to keep them in mind, put them in our little healing circle here, and we're going to do some processes where we see them in their wholeness, in their well-being, in their highest level, their highest vibration. Okay, so let's go ahead and look and see what's going on. So Nancy says that her friend Donna had surgery for fusions on her spine that's causing a blood clot in her leg. After surgery, she's in PT to help her walk again. Okay, so let's put her in our little bubble, knowing that she's being directed to the best PTs, the best helpers, the best surgeons, knowing that her body knows how to heal itself. It knows how to heal. And so we're going to take the fear away so that we can allow the healing process to happen, to course through her body and her mindset, right? So the healing process really is the trifecta. It's mind, body, spirit. And so when we can get all of these three things into alignment and allowing the magic and the divinity to happen, then we're 3 for 3. So let's hold everybody in this trifecta, right, of mind, body, spirit. And then we'll do another blessing on everybody at the very end. We'll just see how this goes, right? Okay. And so Olivia says, I would like to pray for my husband, Alex, who's dealing with anxiety and depression along with stomach issues. Thank you. Of course, of course. Stephanie is here sending her prayers. So she's standing in witness for all of us, holding us in the highest energy field. So thank you, Stephanie, for that. So know that we live in a receptive universe. The words that I use are the same concepts that Christians have, but I just have a more universal understanding of it. So I don't see God as a he. I see God as divine intelligence, as love, as the source of everything. Right? So we're all doing the same thing when we're praying. We're praying to that same energy, to knowing that we live in that responsive universe, that whatever we're putting out there is being responded to, right? And so we can call it prayer, we can call it intention, we can call it spell casting, we can call it all kinds of different things, but know that it is working, that energy they're going places. So Alex, we put a blessing on your anxiety. We put a blessing on your depression, along with your stomach issues. And while we're here, with all of that, let's go ahead and go into a prayer, and let's call in and open our hearts to everyone in the world who is suffering in one form or another right now. Let's put the light out there for everyone still suffering. And we're going to observe this prayer. We're not going to absorb their pain. We are going to stand for and witness for their healing. So let's acknowledge and put healing out for those who are still suffering with addiction, with any kind of ailment, with disease, heartache, depression, mental illness, physical pain, brain fog, confusion, fear, anxiety, procrastination, just all of the stumbling blocks. Let's put a big circle of light around all of this. And we're going to replace it. We're going to see the transformation or the transmutation of these situations and ask and pray that they are replaced with peace of mind, with peace of body, with absolute self-love, with clarity and purpose, and most of all, trust in spirit or trust in God. Whatever phrase or term you choose to use, it's all the same. It's all the same goodness. Trust in spirit, knowing that this is always working, and that these thoughts and these prayers are going out to the ethers, going out to our spirit guides, going out to our angels, going out to the helpers, going out to the universe. And everything is being responded to. So when we come together like this in this point of intention, we become attractors for all of this, right? So that's why we do Reiki work. That's why we do the healing work. That's why we stand and witness. Now, as the loved ones who are observing your people in suffering, or even with yourself, it's really important that we, just like we did just now, we take note of it. We're not naive, and we're not burying our heads, and we're not being Pollyanna. We observe it, we see it, and we understand that something needs to be fixed, or there needs to be some sort of intervention. Just like when we see the warning lights go off on our car dashboard, right? We're not going to ignore it. However, we're not going to observe it in dread and go, oh my God, my car is going to die. Oh my God, my car is going to break. Oh my God, my car is like, destined for whatever. Let's just drive it off a cliff. No, instead we say, okay, we observe this, we see this, and now what? Now we call in the big guns. We call our mechanic, we call God, we call whoever we need to call for whatever the situation is, knowing that everything is fixable, everything has a remedy, everything is here for a reason for us as well. And so we observe our people in their highest healed, whole self, and we hold them there. And I want to share a personal story with you all as we get more people coming in with their requests. And I will look on my chat as well here. So I really appreciate you guys being here. This is powerful, powerful stuff. I am witness to this working firsthand in my own life. Those of you who know me know that I have a child who has had some serious mental illness issues that has landed him in the hospital a handful of times. Not understanding, it just came out of the blue. There was no indication in childhood. This all happened when he was about 19, where psychosis took over, and it really changed his life. He was homeless on the streets, and I ended up moving to where he was because I'm his mom. And I knew that there needed to be some sort of really strong intervention that had to do with more faith and less medicine. Um, a little bit of both, a combination of the both, right? Getting the right helpers, the right healers, but more than that, seeing him in his whole self, knowing that because it's a scary situation. So I'm relating to you all, thinking that this is going to be it for the rest of their life. Oh my gosh, you know, and I have to urge you not to resign there and to fight that, because there's a lot of well-meaning people out there telling you that. And so you have to not listen. You have to put your blinders on, and you have to plug your ears, and you have to say, well, maybe in your reality, but my reality is miraculous. My reality, anything is possible. In my reality, I trust the divine intelligence of this universe. And I know that miracles do happen. And I know that healing is always wanting to happen. It's always trying to happen. We just need to create that correct environment for it. And so while everybody was telling me that he was going to be medicated for the rest of his life and all this other stuff, I would not believe that. And I saw him whole and healthy, being his sensitive musician, amazing, kind self, flourishing and thriving and becoming a man. And I kept that faith, and we've had a couple of bumps, and we've had 3 steps forward, 1 step back. It's been a journey. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. However, the instances of his thriving are so much greater now, and it's become the norm, right? So it feels as though he has passed the hardest part, and we have great resources on standby should we need them, but he is not medicated. He's working full time, and he is thriving. And so I urge you to hold your people in that place of healing, because your thoughts are powerful. And if you're seeing them broken, checked out, unrepairable, then we're feeding that. And I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying this to let you know how powerful your thoughts are and your mindset is. And so let's use that power that we are all born with for the greater good instead. So it's just a matter of, retraining our mindset so that we can be there more than not. So observe, don't absorb, and then project what it is that you want. And then with the help of other people, wow, it's gangbusters. So I'm going to include my son in this prayer, that he has continued success, continued sobriety, continued clarity of mind, continued inspiration and motivation to be his best self, and becoming a very self-sufficient man. So we're putting him there as well. Okay, so Olivia also asked that we pray for Claudia Bell. She has some sort of stomach issue and doesn't know the cause. Thank you, love and light. Oh, that is such a good point, Olivia. Thank you for bringing this up. Sometimes we get so caught up in the issue because we are always looking for the cause. And we think that if we don't know the cause, we can't cure it. I challenge that. Because I think that we don't know the cause of a lot of situations. But if part of the healing process was that it was necessary to know the cause, then we're going to be stuck in a loop of the problem, right? So this is where my Gemini self really comes in handy, because as my daughter would say, that I'm a little shallow. I like to skate on the surface of things. I don't dive too deep. It is true. I am always looking for the solution. I'm already out there. I don't want to dwell in it because I know that dwelling in it and trying to find the cause and all that other stuff is keeping me there. And so instead, I'll say something to the effect of, if I need to know the cause of it, let me know. In the meantime, heal it. Thank you. Thank you for showing me what I need. Another thing that we can do for ourselves is, with that, keeping that mind, body, spirit connection in mind, is to simply just have a conversation with your higher self, with your body. Put your hand on your stomach and ask. And you can even do this with your husband. You can do this with your child. You can do this with anybody. Our hands, we do this all the time as mothers. You know, when our kids are sick, we put our hand on their head to feel their temperature. We put our hand on a person's back to ease their pain or to show compassion. Our hands are the extension of our hearts. Our hands are receptors. So when we touch things, there's a word for it. It's called psychometry. We can actually read energy through our hands. So touch the places and ask, okay, if my higher intelligence knew what you need in this moment, it would tell me, and then just wait for it. And if it doesn't come right away, that's okay. Don't force it. Just know that you asked a question, you live in a responsive universe, the answer will come. And the answer might come in a form that it just is just completely out of the blue for you, where you could overhear somebody talking and then they say something and you're like, yeah, oh, that was for me. Or you see a commercial on TV that's like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I needed to hear. So know that because you do live in a responsive universe, you can get the answers. You can take the shortcuts. I'm all about taking the shortcuts, guys. I don't need to go so deep. I don't want to dwell. You know, I'll just acknowledge that there is something wrong. And then I'll let the healers and the healing happen at the level that it needs to. And I think I learned this early on as a Reiki master. I studied Reiki years and years ago. I still use it every day and in my practice. But it's knowing that we don't have to know that there is a higher intelligence that does. And so don't get bogged down in the details. Just open up and receive the healing, knowing that all of this is possible, probable, attainable. It's at your fingertips, and we're never alone. So there's a lot to draw on here. Let me see if there are any more requests. Okay, that looks like that's it from YouTube. Yes. Okay, looking good, guys. All right, so this is our very first healing circle. And like I said, I want to do a lot more, once a month or twice a month, so that we can stand in proximity, even though we're not in the same rooms, but we're in the same energetic field of intention and healing, and bringing the light and bringing the love and bringing the healing. It's what the world needs. It's what we all need, right? So let's go ahead and close out by saying an additional prayer over all of this, all of the people out there still suffering, all of the people who we acknowledge today, giving thanks and gratitude for their healing, knowing that we do live in a responsive universe, knowing that our prayers are being received and responded to, knowing that our intentions are strong, and knowing that when we come together in a group and have these intentions, that there's much power here. So we give thanks, we give gratitude for the healing. We receive it, We receive it for ourselves and our own lives and our own families and our own healing. I also want to say and bring the White House into this and bring a big golden circle around the White House and the United States and the rest of the world for a rise in consciousness, for a healing beyond that we've never seen before on that level. Knowing that we're on the brink of some amazing healing and progress and revolution, and intending for the highest, greatest good to come out of all of this. Knowing that it is done, that there is a blessing, there is an anointment on all of us. And then saying, and so it is, and so it is. Now here's the magic part, guys. This reminds me of the, and then I'll close. Is it the 8 of Pentacles? 7 or 8 of Pentacles. I call it the farmer card, the constant gardener. This is the magic of prayer and intention. We ask for it, we know that it is received, and then we leave it. We don't keep digging up the seeds and saying, are you growing yet? Are you growing yet? Are you growing yet? We trust. That's what I'm talking about with that trust. We trust that the word, the intention, the thought, the prayer, the heart, all of it has been received and all of it is being responded to in its own magical way. And so we get out of the way for the divine timing and for the magic to happen, to unfold. And just like when you are growing a garden and you're planting those seeds, let them go. So if you see a little weed here and there, a little worry, a little doubt, go pluck the weed and then water your plants again. Okay, so once we asked, we know it's good. And then now your prayer moving forward is simply thank you. Thank you for the healing. Thank you for the progress. Thank you for the evolution. Thank you. I know something greater is on the other side of all of this. I can't wait to see what it is, right? All righty. So Olivia says, thank you, Charlene. I love you. You're a heart and spirit. You are a beautiful soul. Well, as are you, right? It takes one to know one. Stephanie says, thank you. Thank you, ladies, for being here with me today. This is a great kickoff to our intention of having a live stream healing circle. We'll do it every week if we want to. So reach out to me privately and let me know what you would like to do. And I appreciate and love all of you. And I appreciate your intentions going out there for all these people who will be receiving and are receiving these blessings right now. So good on you. All right, everybody. So long for now. I'll see you soon. Take good care. Many blessings.